Namaste, Didi. How are you?
Namaste ji, I'm good.
Thank you for taking out the time today. And I thought I'll speak to you, just have a conversation with you about how is Dharma doing in the West, and how's Brahmrishi Mission is involved in spreading Dharma in the West. I had for a very long time, I've been meaning to sort of, you know, call you and have this conversation with you. So it's very informal, nothing. Just we'll just have a conversation, and I'll just share all your views. It'll be nice to hear your views and share your
Sure,
opinions
sure.
and thought. So that'll be good. So Didi, please, um, let's start with yourself, because I know about you a little bit, but let's start with yourself. Just give you a brief introduction, please.
Uh, we do normally say Jai Virat. And
Jai Virat.
yes, Virat is in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, there's a Virat Roop Darshan, 11th chapter. So
Yes,
our Guruji, Swami Brahmrishi Vishwatma Bhavraji Maharaj, you can see the statue is on my back.
yes, yes.
And he said, okay, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, everybody says, when he started the mission, and he said, we will say Jai Virat. So
Hmm.
in Jai Virat, the whole universe will come.
Yes.
And I'm disciple of Guruji from last like 25 years, 25, 26 years. When I was 18, nearly 18-year-old, I came to the ashram and renounced everything. When I become disciple when I was 16. And I learned all the Vedas, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Sri Ramcharitramanas, everything from Guruji. And Param Puja Gurudev Shri taught us in Hindi and in English. And we was fortunate because when I reached ashram, there was few students from South America. They came to ashram to learn. So he taught us in both languages because of these students.
Didi, where was the ashram?
Yeah, our ashram is in Pinjore, Haryana. It's
Right.
the name of the ashram. The place is also Virat Nagar, because there is
Virat
a
Nagar.
small town. Its name was Islam Nagar, but he changed its name like Virat Nagar.
Right.
So
Okay.
we have like a very big land mass, like 50 acres. So we
Oh,
have
wonderful.
Goshala there. We have a hospital there. We have a Sanskrit Vidyalaya and one formal college, one
Hmm.
normal CBSE board school, 12th up to 12th class is there. And yes, yes.
I'm very curious because you said at the age of 16, actually, because at that age, teenagers have different priorities. They're looking at, they have
Yeah,
different
I was
dreams.
also very different. I'm surprised.
Uh,
I'm sometimes surprised because I was a science student, and
uh,
we used to study a lot, but our college life was also very luxurious type. We had everything God given, you can say, or the family given. But one day we had a lecture from a saint. It's called extension lecture from a saint, and we was like, why we are attending this lecture from a saint?
this was in the
Now
school or in the
in that
house?
college, there was a
In the
DV
college.
college at Dover.
Uh, uh,
I was in second year of my bachelor degree,
okay.
and it was surprising for us. And for science students, it was compulsory to attend that lecture.
Right.
And we were not feeling good that why they forced us to attend that lecture. But I remember that day clear. From
Hmm.
its last 25, 6 years, but I remember it clearly that Guruji entered and took the mic and he just starts reciting Om. And the whole auditorium full of 500 students was like pin drop silence.
Hmm.
He recited Om with so high frequency, everybody was, just what do you say, mesmerized. And then he started talking about science and religion. That was the topic. And it was a very new topic for me and for all the students. And afterwards, just it was so attractive that religion and science is the same thing. Then I wanted to know more. Then I went to an event which was happening in the night, same day, night
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
They were doing some satsang and pravachan in some big park.
Hmm.
So he was telling about how this universe was created and how the soul comes into existence. And that was very practical. He was telling about physics and chemistry and anatomy. Then I
I
understood that our Hindu religion, it's not only religion just to do party and puja. It's
yes,
about understanding.
yes.
So he made me to understand. His way of explanation was very accurate and practical.
Yes, actually, I have heard his lectures,
Yeah.
and absolutely, his communication is absolutely amazing. I mean, the
He
way
has
he
so much force in his voice.
definitely,
So yeah, and
and
that's how I
so
came.
that's how you got really impressed by
Yes, I wanted
Swamiji.
to know more every
More,
day.
yeah.
Till now, I wanted to know more from him.
Wonderful, how nice. And then, did you approach him and you said, "Look, I want to join this"? I mean, how did that
Yes,
happen?
no, first 1.5 year, I tried to make my parents to agree, because
Yeah,
in India, as being a girl, and the parents, they don't agree like these things to go and take the mantra and all. So it takes me 18 19 months to make my parents agree. My dad was okay. He was anyway headmaster and science teacher himself. My mother, she was very reluctant. Uh,
mm.
but she's a MA Sanskrit gold medalist herself.
Wow, wow,
But
okay,
but she was reluctant because she said, "Don't know how you can go to a ashram. It's not a good thing and all." But she said, "Okay, I will go with you and I will see the place and I will judge everything. Then I will let you go."
yes, they wanted to make sure the daughter is
Yes,
in a right place,
they
of
always
course.
wanted to make sure that girls are safe, because we always hear that girls go to different ashrams and lots of bad things happen. And I was only
Yes,
18 when I went.
yes,
But
yes.
our ashram is like an open book. That I can say.
And I'm
It's
sure when they met,
surprisingly.
yeah, you know what I mean. I'm sure when they met Swamiji, I mean, all the doubts were just cleared. I'm sure, and
Yes, yeah.
so it's so that's how you. I mean, and I mean, I just wanted to know. I was a bit curious. So you have made this mind up that this is I like this. This is what I want to do. So when you
Yeah.
approached Swamiji for the first time, that and you told him your desire, I mean, how was that conversation?
No,
Just in brief.
yes, when Guruji was sitting in the same city, my birth city, Abohar, and a very dearest disciple of Guruji was Mr. Chabra, and he was sitting in his room, drawing room, and he was giving mantra to people. So I also went. When I went, he said, "You are so young. I can't give you mantra like that. Where is your parents?" and you and I said, just on my back, this side is my father and this side is my mother, so don't worry, I have my parents with me, I have consent of both of them.
Oh
So
wow.
he
Okay.
said, okay, how you can send your daughter? They said, okay, if she won't, because nowadays they said if she wants to do a marriage, then also we have to just think, isn't it? And
Yes.
if she wants to go on this path, then we have to just think, if she's happy, we are happy both way. But we also want to make sure, like in marriage also, they want to make sure the everything is good. So even if she wants to go ashram, we want to make sure everything is right. So he
Yes.
starts laughing. Guruji said, okay, you want to make sure everything is good, so you can come to my ashram.
Because generally speaking, in our
Yeah,
Indian society, women generally don't take this path. I mean, you don't see many women taking. I'm sure they do, but you don't see
yeah.
them as it's
It's a
not very
little
common.
hard from family, from the
Mm,
society. They don't, even my parents also, I told them, don't tell people that I'm going to ashram. Just tell them I'm going to study masters in Chandigarh.
right, right.
Yeah, it's just like, and slowly, but you can't stop the news.
Of course, but again, I mean, I've noticed this, especially with our Indian, people, society, that whenever a son or a daughter wants to join something like this, there's so much of the society, they think, why are you doing this? There's so much of what's the word, reluctance, or they find it very
Yeah.
hard to accept it.
It's hard for boy and girl both, I think.
Yes, yes,
The thing
yeah,
with the boy is they feel like, okay, let him go and he will come back or see what happens. but the girl is more need more safety and all, you know.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
nowadays the girls are brought up in such a way that they know what is right and wrong.
Absolutely.
So in the olden time, the thing was, if you gone for an ashram, you are gone forever. But nowadays, parents says, okay, up to some age, we have to see what you are doing. And my
Mm.
mother said to Guruji, okay, I'm okay, my daughter is gone, but I want her to call me every day, even for a 30 second, that she's
Mm.
fine. And
Mm.
he said, okay, don't worry, she's fine.
Yeah, yeah, because Swamiji was like a father anyway. So,
Yeah, like father, mother, grandfather.
everything.
He used to
Yes.
give lots of. He was disciplined, but he used to uh, teach us in a way that self-discipline. He never said, "Don't do this or do this." He
Mm.
always taught us that self-discipline is best. You
Best.
make your own schedule for your sadhana. You choose when you want to do anushthan. He never said, "Okay, you are doing anushthan." No, you
So,
have to choose.
so your choice, really.
Yeah, you that was the best thing in Brahmrishi Mission I have had, because we
Mm.
used to visit lots of missions and organization. But our Guruji was like that. I want you to come to me when you want to do something.
Very
I don't
interesting.
want to force you or impose you.
So it has to come from within, really, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He used to take lectures like in the morning satsang yoga class 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and in the evening also 8 to 9:30 there was a classes we have to join, and there was a facility available to study Sanskrit and language. So, but for Anushthan and practice, you have to choose and you have to go to Guruji and ask him that I want to do this Anushthan. He
Okay.
never said
Anushthan
you do
means
this.
Anushthan. Didi, what is Anushthan means? What is it?
Anushthan is a practice like for 108 days. That
Ah,
means
okay.
you have to choose with your whatever mantra is given to you. You have to choose the time. You have to eat once a day, and there is a certain discipline
Discipline.
in that Anushthan. You can't go anywhere. You have to stay in one place.
Okay. So
Yeah,
complete focus.
complete focus on, and then you have to, like mantra you are doing 8 hours, then 8 hours you have to study all the scriptures and all.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
that you have to decide. That was the best thing. He never said
Yes.
do this.
Hmm. And so going back to my early question, so you went to him and said, "I want to join the ashram. I
Yes.
want to be your disciple. Please accept me." And he asked you. You were very young, and then how did the conversation then? In the end,
And
yeah.
then I said, I don't want only mantra. He said, okay, I can give you mantra. I replied, I don't want only mantra. I want to come to your ashram to be like you. So,
Wow.
be like you. He said, what? Be like me. I said, this orange cloth. I want that.
Really?
So he said, okay, do you know? Then he started to tell me, do you know, you are very young. Marriage life is very good. I said, if marriage life is very good, why you are here?
You are a true disciple. Huh? Very nice. You asked him.
And
Yeah,
he
okay.
just started laughing.
Yes,
He
yes.
said,
I
okay,
can.
I will tell. Then he gave me mantra and he told me how to practice every day. And then he said, okay, I'm not taking you now. Just spend 1.5 more year here, finish your bachelor. If you are
Mhm.
still determined, then come. Then you
Right.
will be 18-year-old, above 18-year-old, because he never take uh, less than 18-year-old any
Of
disciple.
course.
That
Yes.
was his motto. That
Of
if you are
course.
adult and you know where to go, if you are still determined, then come.
Of course. Yes. And then obviously, I mean, with Brahmrishi Mission, they have, you said the headquarters is in Pinjore, India,
Enjoy. Yeah.
but they're worldwide, right?
They're worldwide, but first you have to go there, live there, do anushthan, do sadhana. Then you can go anywhere.
Right. Right. Okay.
But
Is there
first
like
you have
a
to go there.
I don't know how to say this to you, but is there like a, so please forgive me if I'm not using the
Mhm.
right words.
No problem.
So in when you become once someone becomes a sannyasi or a nun, is it like a graduate ceremony or something like that? Like like
Yeah,
fine.
sannyasi I became when I was 28. I spent like 10 years in ashram.
Right.
Our Guruji never gave sannyas. They said always there is two paths available for you. We have to wear white clothes.
Thus,
They said you are brahmachari now, because I did my bachelor only, and he said all the disciples, they have 2 3 master degrees, so I want you to finish your master first. So I said, okay, I will do my masters in botany, and I did my bachelor of education and master of education in Chandigarh. And then he said, with sadhana you also do your formal degrees, because if one day you don't want to be a sannyasi, I don't want to stop your career. And that he
okay.
used to say to everyone,
Yes,
that if one day you don't like this path, you want to come out of it, then your career have very less options. So keep your formal education with it. And he paid for everything actually.
really.
Yeah,
Wow.
but he take your responsibility whole. Then I
I mean,
studied.
yes. I
Yeah.
mean, it's coming across that, Swamiji was really a modern person,
Yes,
although, his
because he
outlook.
always knew, because in his whole life he have only 40, nearly 40 disciples, only 40, 42. Because he says actually going on this path is not like just like bed of roses. Not like, because he always say, I don't want you to be sannyasi like you are a swami and people are coming, following you and touching your feet all the time, and that's it. I want you swami of your own, and sevak, like you should be serving the society, you are not
Sorry,
ruling the society.
society.
Yes.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
why he trained his old disciples like that.
Wow.
And very amusing thing is, all the disciple of our Guruji, Puja Gurudev Shri, they are from very very rich families.
Hmm.
That's a common thing, all of them.
Hmm.
It's
They're
not
not.
like they are lacking anything, but they went
Yeah.
there in the forest, they spend their time. It's not easy. Nowadays everybody sees we are living like there's a water, there's a light and everything here. But whenever you in a sadhana time, practice time, it's actually 10 years was like very strict
Very
discipline.
basic facilities.
That
Very.
sometimes not basic facility.
I know he mentioned in one of his lectures that he was in the forest and used to get snakes and God
Yes,
knows.
snakes and scorpions are there everywhere.
Yes, and I mean, the thing what you said, I think I really like that disciples were not from people. They were not unsuccessful people. They were successful
Yes,
in their own right. They were rich from
always.
rich background. And so it wasn't like, a lot of people, they become dejected from life. They feel their failure. So what they do is, I'm not saying they do it, but I've heard,
I haven't
they say,
seen
okay,
anyone coming to Guruji and he got failed actually. I haven't
hmm,
seen, because his his training is like that. He starts from very simple things. And the main thing is he never impose. So
hmm.
whoever doesn't want to come on that path, they just come and go. They don't stay. So they don't reach on that stage that they can fail.
Yes, and thing is, I mean, while I'm talking to you, I'm so interested into actually talk about Swamiji right now, his background. But the thing is, we are short of time,
Yes.
because that itself is another episode, isn't it? Another conversation just about him. That
Yeah, just about him is
him.
also a very what to say ki you will feel like you are enlightened when you understand his life.
Yes, absolutely. So you came. I mean, I know you're in UK now. So you live in London, the Brahmrishi Mission, London. So when did you come over here? When did you come over here? In which
I
year?
came here in 2009, and
Hmm.
our Didi ji, Swami Vishwabharati ji, she was staying here before me,
Oh,
and
so the
she
mission was already established here.
mission was established in 1972.
Wow. That.
Because Guruji's one disciple, Mr. Naresh Kumar Vadera, lives here in Hounslow. And he said, okay, Guruji, can you come to London and give some discourses? And you teach very good philosophy, yoga philosophy, Sankhya. So Guruji said, okay, I can go. And he came here, he stayed in his house. He stayed for 2 years. Then Then he called our Badi Didi, Kanta Didi, and then Bharti Didi. When they came here, and then because people usually give donations. So our Guruji's motto was, we don't use donation for ourselves. So he said, what to do with this money? So Bharti Didi said, okay, with this money, we can buy our own place where we can go. We don't need to stay at people's house. Because in London, people have very small houses, even 3 bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's
And
an
it's
inconvenience for them. And then we bought a ashram in Hammond Road, Southall.
right.
And because at that time it was, you don't need much to buy a house.
Yes.
And then we moved from there to here.
Yes, and another interesting thing which I noticed about the mission was when I first came, I saw that most of, I mean, not that in India it doesn't happen with a lot of missions, but I think I found that the women were really involved. Swamiji made sure that you know
Yeah.
the women, the
All the women,
Matra Shakti
our,
was involved.
yes, Matri Shakti is involved for sure. Because when he came 50 years back in 1972, he saw lots of Hindus and people, those who came from India, they are too busy in earning for the basic livelihood.
Hmm.
So it was hard for them to go for religion, you know. And that's why he wanted to start a small talk or small, even the society like Slow Mandir, this Ram Mandir, and Lady Morgan, they all people, those they have interacted with Guruji 50 years back. All the, all the trustees and all, they wanted to take all the people like women as well, because they are all the time working, and our women, they don't have time to go to mandir and all. What to do then? Then he started Ramayana part, that
Mm.
women who knows Hindi, they can be involved, like Gurdwara. Those who know the Gurumukhi, they go and do part, all the
Yes.
ladies. The same, he started Ramayana part, that with the Ramayana part, the ladies can do Ramayana part, and they can cook, they can make prasadam, they can get involved. And after that, all the women said, okay, oh, there is no Hindi in schools. Can you teach our children Hindi? Then he
Mm.
started Hindi class. So some people
Okay.
volunteered. From last 50 years, the Hindi class is going on.
Oh, very nice.
And then
Okay.
some people, because he used to do camps and all in yoga. So lots of English people, they wanted to do yoga.
Right.
And then because more than Indian people, lots of English people was interested in Sanskrit. Then he wanted to teach Sanskrit as well.
Very interesting. Okay.
And
Hmm.
then we stopped with this, because our till now my school, those Brahmrishi Mission school, we are doing online nowadays. We have 73, 74 students.
Oh, fantastic.
And the thing is, we are doing teaching philosophy, Sanskrit, Hindi, yoga, meditation, and also we do counselings in this country. He never made a plan. He said, okay, whatever is required, we will do for the society.
Hmm.
So then we started counseling. I do a counseling as well, because in this country, relationship counseling is very must.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So that's why we are doing according to the requirement of society. Before that,
Yes.
I never used to do anything online. But when the COVID started, so then we changed everything on online, all the classes, and we have a good kitchen. We can make food for people, those who need. We can collect raw food and distribute. Like this, whatever needed for society, do it. That's a
It's like
seva.
and also it's like a community center, isn't it?
Community
Community.
center.
So
Yes,
community comes to
definitely.
come together, right? I mean,
Community center, all the Mandir temples are, these are community centers, isn't
yeah.
it?
So is it just West London you
Yeah, we
operate?
have one center here in London. In Birmingham, we don't have center like that, but there is a family, Jain family in Walsall. They serve us as a center. They
Center when
call,
you as and when you
yes.
need it.
When
Okay.
we go to Birmingham, we go to their home, their place. So they help to call all the people. We do all these services there. And in Glasgow, there is also one other family. It's a Thapar family, and we also go there. There's a one Marwaha family in Glasgow. So it's like some families helps and give their
So,
place to,
yes, and people invite you for lectures and
yes,
or
for lectures,
programs.
for pujas, for rituals, for
Yes.
teaching children, for counselings, like that.
Mm. You travel to Europe as well, or you not really?
I have been to Holland only.
There's a center in
Yeah.
Holland, right?
There's a 2 3 centers in Holland, but there are
Mm.
2 3 sannyasis as well. So I just been there for once.
So, and how are you finding, the local population, mm, uh,
In regard of like religion, or
yeah, like, dharma, how do they feel about it and how they respond to it, obviously of Indian descent and non-Indian both.
yeah, Indian, because I teach yoga and meditation, and
Mm.
because of counseling also. Uh, in rituals, mainly Indians comes, Hindus comes.
Mm.
But when I teach yoga and meditation, every kind of people comes, every community. I have Muslims students and disciples. I have Christian. I have atheist, Jewish. They all come and
Yes.
learn yoga
How
meditation.
nice. How nice. It's
And
very inclusive.
for counseling, I have all age, like age
Oh,
12 to age 80. So
uh, but are they also interested in like Vedic philosophy? Do they ask a little bit?
the, they want to know about yoga philosophy, but there are some communities they don't want to uh, listen the Vedic word.
Right,
If
right,
you
right.
say it's a yoga philosophy, because our philosophy is oneness, है ना?
Yes,
Visualize oneness in all, but because their mind is differently shaped. So if you tell them as a philosophy of human philosophy and world philosophy, yoga philosophy, then it's fine. So I
yes,
generally don't use any Hindu word in it anyway.
right,
So,
right, right.
so they can understand what the human need.
Yes, of course. Yeah, it,
Yeah.
it makes
So
sense. Yeah.
yeah, that's why I feel I keep my words very simple with them. Even
Hmm.
lots of Catholic people, I keep my words simple, nothing to do with religion. It's all
I,
about spirituality.
I think what you said it and what I'm getting the message is that we are not here to convert. You know,
Yes,
we
definitely.
we are here to serve.
We want to serve what you require. We don't
Yes,
want to serve what we have.
yes, and if you're interested, you're
Yes,
most welcome.
yes, yeah,
You know,
definitely.
and I know I've been living here for so long, and I tell you, people do appreciate it. I think
Yes,
people.
I'm living here alone, and in this COVID time, like 18 months, from last 18 months, I'm living here, and it's the society, and not only the Hindu society, all over society, local and in Birmingham and Scotland, everybody, they are helping me. Otherwise, it's hard to run a big bungalow. Otherwise, and we helped in India for the COVID crisis. And they all, even if I do one text, they all come to help to me. So I
Hmm.
feel like if I'm doing service, I'm getting back all the appreciation and love also.
Of course, of course. I think it's a human thing, isn't it? We are all
Yes,
connected, as you said, Hannah. End
yes,
of the
yes.
day, we are all human beings, and we are here for
Yeah.
each other, right?
I never felt like that only the Hindus are helping. Every community is
Yes,
helping. Yes, they
yes, yes.
even they say we don't feel like it's only a Hindu temple.
They feel it's their own, like you know, it's
Yes,
their own
they
part of their
feel
own
it's
society.
their own place. It's their
Yeah,
own
which is beautiful.
center.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely beautiful. And I think this is a again, I think it's a beautiful thing about our Vedic philosophy, that
Yes,
the inclusiveness, and as you said, I mean, what really impressed me was when I first came to the mission to meet you was that how Swamiji has obviously empowered our mothers, our sisters, and into the mission and given them that responsibility that you take it forward. And I really, really was so happy. I can't tell you. I felt, wow, this is so good. I know there are a lot of organizations in India also, but in UK, I've not seen much. So that was really,
yes,
really refreshing. So Didi, now I'm going to ask you some philosophical questions.
yes, yes, sure.
And the thing is, uh, obviously we have a time limitation. So we'll try to keep it in brief as much as possible, है ना? ठीक है? All right. So Didi, like, if an atheist comes to you and says,
Mhm.
"Who is God to you?" If
My
somebody asks you, who
my
is God?
answer is always simple.
हाँ जी.
There's, if they ask me who is God, where is God, what is God, then I ask them why you are asking about God.
Hmm.
If you don't believe in God, why you are asking me about God? They usually just become speechless. That we never heard about it. People generally start arguing. This is God. This is God. But I ask them, if you don't believe in God, you don't need to believe. Why you need to believe in God? Believe in
Wonderful.
yourself that you are existing. If you are existing, so definitely everybody understand. Then they reach up to, after the question answer, they reach up to the level, oh, the mother nature. I said, okay, then say mother nature is God. They said,
Hmm.
no, people says God is different. I said, what you feel, try to realize what you feel, don't go to the what people says.
Okay.
Because what is God and where is God, when is God, what, these can't be answered. How I can
Hmm.
show you the God? You are yourself, believe in yourself, then try to find who is moving you all over. So generally, mostly people says, oh, Mother Nature, oh, universe, oh, the power, oh, the energy, you know, they reach up to energy. So I said, okay, fine, say energy is God. So
Hmm.
something is generating, something is operating, something is destroying. That's it. You don't need to find God or question God or ask about God.
Hmm.
So I think this question is irrelevant actually. What is
Hmm.
God?
Hmm.
Whoever atheist, what is
I
astic
mean,
and nastic? Na astic, even if the something is existing, then it say na. Na tabhi
hmm.
lagega na.
Yes,
Why you
yes.
say no? Something is there, that's why you say no. So it means na ko try to remove that no. Try to remove that a. So you will
So, so you would not give him a like a set definition. You would say
no. You don't need to
you
actually.
don't need. Actually, you
Let him find, because
it may.
being atheist is easy to find God actually.
I think you said it very beautifully. I think it's. I know what you're trying to say. I think you have to find it for yourself, and
Yes.
that's the
And it's
best way.
easy for them to understand, because if you say someone this is God, then they need to focus on only one thing. And if you say, okay, you find what is existing. So some people say, oh, we are breathing, that's the God. I said, yeah, prana is God anyway.
Hmm.
We can't live without breath. So they then question themselves. Then they never come to me again to ask questions. They find themselves. And they do meditation and yoga much better than.
Yes, very. Yeah, I think it's a very different approach. So that is, I think, for, I think it's a very good answer to what you said. So the next question will say, "Who am I?"
Who am I? That we have to find. Because am is existing, means I'm existing. But I is there something specific. And who? That's the question. Question is who. And I has to find who. So once we think like we are physical body, but our physical body is sleeping in the dreaming state. So who is dreaming? That's a Mandukya Upanishad is giving the answer of who am I. There is a particular Upanishad for it. And when you're dreaming state, there is no physical body. It means there is a mental body, intellectual body. And then slowly, you have to reach up to the point that there is a element in our body which is keep us going,
Hmm.
and which
I
is
mean,
called Atman.
yes. I mean, when I think I was reading somewhere that your emotions change, your feelings change, your body change, your knowledge change, your knowledge also changes because he
All
keeps
the time
expanding.
it changes.
So
Yeah.
if so something, but So everything is changing, but something within you which is witnessing it that never changes.
Yeah. Drashta matra.
Yes,
Drashta. We,
that's
that the person who is that element, we say it element. The
hmm,
tattva which is witnessing everything, that's called Atman. And that
hmm,
you are.
hmm. and and then what is this universe then? So
Universe is the same you are.
this material
Universe
world.
also have stars, galaxy, black holes, solar system, but there is everything have its Atman. Stars come into existence, but they one day they collapse. But the energy is there. Solar system into existence, that also collapse, but energy is there. So in the end, from atom to universe, the energy is there, and energy is changing its forms. So what is energy? It's mother nature. Like Bhagavati is changing its roots.
The
So
divine
same
energy.
thing,
The divine energy, you're saying.
divine
Yes.
energy. It's energy always comes in positive and negative forms.
Hmm, hmm.
Divinity cannot exist alone. Where there is a light, somewhere is a darkness.
Of course.
So where there is a jnana, there is a ajnana as well. So they both exist together.
So there's where there's knowledge, there's ignorance.
Yes, everything, because energy comes in pair of opposite.
So just going back to the what you said earlier. So are you saying me and God, are we separate?
Uh, how you can separate God from you? Because in your body, in your life also, generation, creation happening, operation is happening, and destruction is also happening. In your body, while we are talking, lots of, like, hundreds of cells are creating, hundreds of cells are operating, trillions of cells operating actually, but hundreds of cells are destructing. So this three phenomena is going already in your body, in your man, in your intellect, and that element is always in there. That's why it's happening. So God cannot be away from you. It's
Hmm.
inside you. It's you. You just have to realize it. It can never be separated.
Yes, yes, of course. It's I understand that concept, but what I was trying to I absolutely get what you're trying to say. But what I wanted to know was, for example, uh, God is unlimited, infinite. Yes, but we are,
Brahman, yeah, Brahman is unlimited,
yes, but
infinite.
we have some limitations. We
Yes,
are not infinite.
definitely. No, not our body have limitations. We don't
Hmm.
have limitations. You are sitting here and your mind can go to USA, New York, anywhere. Your body have limitations. But you are not your body, you are not your mind, you are not your intellect, you are Atman. We think we are body, that's why we are limited. Lots
Hmm.
of yogis, they are sitting here and they went to the Himalayas, they come back, they go to America, and they go to UK, they go everywhere with their subtle body.
Hmm.
Your physical body have limitations. When you are missing someone so much, it's a very common phenomena in relationship counseling. When you miss someone too much, in very extreme, you can reach anywhere with your mind. Sometimes
Yes,
they feel also you was there. So
true.
our physical body have limitations. Our Atman and mind and intellect don't have.
And I think that brings very nicely to my next question: is that then why are we here
Why are we here on the earth, or where we are sitting?
on Earth? I mean, why have we taken birth? This
But
suffering, this
there is
world
no
was.
suffering. It's a process. You know,
Hmm,
we had a vaccination that was feel like a suffering, but it was a process, isn't it?
hmm. No, but there is
Mother,
there is suffering in the world. We cannot deny it, right?
suffering in the world, they made it like we are suffering. God never give anybody suffering. It's a process. Mother want to give birth to a child. She never says I'm suffering. She enjoys it.
Hmm,
Maybe the
hmm.
body is in pain, but why she's giving birth? Because she knows the she have love for that child. So suffering is also a process of love and joy.
That's
So
very beautiful, actually.
yeah, why people think they're suffering? If I'm missing someone, I like to cry, and I don't ask someone to stop me. Or if I'm crying for my joy. So God never gives you suffering because people desires a lot and they just get frustrated and they just get annoyed and they just
Hmm,
blame. No, suffering is a process of learning. A seed is sprouting. If it say I'm suffering, I will not sprout, it will not grow up.
hmm.
So
So are
don't
you
say
saying,
suffering is, yeah, suffering as it is.
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, so we take birth, as in Vedic philosophy, there's a concept of reincarnation and karma,
Yes,
and we are
rebirth.
in this cycle. So that's what I was trying to ask you, that, we are in a cycle, and we are
Yes,
constantly coming.
yes, our intellect is developing. You know,
Evolution.
evolution is related to body only. But our Vedic philosophy is not talking about body, it's talking about your chitta. And from the amoeba to human, our chitta is developing, our
Hmm.
mind stuff. Because lots of humans, they behave like animals. It's not the
Hmm.
body is only, you know, it's not evolution of body, it's an evolution of chitta. Even in Vedas, humans also have 238 types according to their chitta. So chitta is developing from animal to like divine, the Prajapati to animal, not animal,
Hmm.
even the amoeba state. So your chitta is going like that.
Hmm. And I think
And
you're
it's not
right.
a suffering, it's not suffering, it's a process of developing.
Ah. But again, but uh, I don't know. I don't want to take the discussion too long. But then the question is, if we are, why did why did we are,
Why did we?
what, I mean, what is the point of? I know you said evolution, but why this evolution? I mean, is this for us? Is that what you're saying, for our own benefit? So are you saying,
Yes,
what I'm trying to understand is that there's something missing? Are
no,
you understand?
the thing is, mm, you can live single as well, isn't it? But you
Yes.
marry, you create children, and you live happily. And same thing, the creator, the mother nature, it creates, it destroys, and it operates just for process. You know, it's a process and it's ongoing process.
Hmm.
Sun comes and sun goes down. Sun never goes anywhere. It's just the earth revolving. You understand?
But then somebody can say to you, this is ongoing, so why even bother, doing
It's a process.
service? No, but
It's a
why,
process.
if this is constantly going on, then somebody might say, well, then why do I have to do good in the world? Why do I have to do good in the world? Why do we have to be?
No, no, it's not we are imposing them to do good. If you do good, good will come to you. If you do bad, bad will come to you. Nobody can impose you to do good.
Ultimately it's for us. Is that what you're saying? It's for our
Yes,
own benefit. Yeah.
it's for our own. This circle, it's like when sun rises, the rays comes out. It's a natural process, you know,
Mm.
and that rays reflect in everything. One ray in that, what do you say, that become pearl into one kind of, that shell.
Shell, yes.
One ray that goes to the seed, it becomes plant. So this is a natural process, but Atman Tattva is same. It's not giving you suffering. It's a process. It's an ongoing process. It will never stop. But we teach people that if you do good, good will go to you. If you do bad, bad will go to you. But they both will exist always.
So sometimes, Didi, it is very hard to accept when something bad happens to us. It is extremely hard. Or even looking at other people when they're suffering, and you think,
I understand. Yeah, and you should have that empathy because one of the human nature is that's empathetic. It's not a bad thing. But with the time, that's why time is the healer of everything. With the time, you will analyze that it was just a process.
For their purification, for our purification. Is that what?
Everybody, just like
Everybody.
same like mother giving a child birth, she always suffer 9 months, and then she cries a lot when she gave birth. But when she see the child, her whole 9 month suffering just gone.
Hmm.
Always there is a result of suffering, you know.
And then so how does devotion to God fits into this?
Devotion to God is also is I feel like it's an illusion. What you can devote to God, God is devoting himself to you all the time, you know. It's
Like
just
in what
our
way?
ego. Our ego we devote to God. I'm
Uh-huh.
devoting myself to you. But what you can devote to God, you don't have yourself anything. Your body is given by God. Your intellect is given by God. Your senses is given by God. That Mother Nature, whatever you want to say. So, what you want to devote? It's your
No,
I amness you devote.
yeah, so nothing is yours, isn't it? You've taken everything from this
No,
nature.
your family, your friends, your whatever you have is given by the Creator.
And the benefit of devoting the ego to God is, what is the
That
benefit?
you become calm, content and calm. Now he's the driver. I'm just the traveler sitting on the back. Your mind will become calm. You will never get distressed. You will feel peace in your life. Where there is a peace, there is a harmony and happiness. Because whatever is happening have a reason. Then you will not get agitated. You will feel content.
And
That comes after devotion.
and I suppose what you're also saying, if I understand you correctly, is that you've developed that relationship.
Yes. When you are devoted to someone, then you develop relationship. Then God doesn't need anything because He's given anything. He doesn't need. He just need you to understand that He is the supreme power.
Hmm. And then, I mean, it's all beautiful, but then somebody might say to you, right, so how do I know God then? I asked you the question that, okay, I want to give my ego to devote my ego, get rid of my ego. It's not easy to get rid of your ego. Yes, and I follow this process. So they might ask that.
Yeah, they always ask me. They always ask. Then I tell them, if you bring milk to me and ask me where is the ghee, I can't tell you. If you want buttermilk, you have to do yourself. I can't show you.
It's
If you
there.
have milk,
It's
yeah,
there.
yeah, it's
Hannah,
there. Everybody knows milk have the ghee, milk have the buttermilk. Buttermilk comes from milk, but you have to do yourself to know, to see, to realize, to reach on that state. They have to do it. Nobody can go and show, oh, this is this. Nobody can. They have to do it. They have
but
to practice.
by practice. So the practice, you have to go to someone, isn't it, to learn?
Yes.
You have to
Without
find out.
practice, I can't show you God.
Yeah. So you have to go to the person who has lived that experience, who
Yes.
has who is the master, or the
Yes.
guru, as we call it. So
Yeah,
because he's
whatever
lived.
you call it, you have to go
Yes.
to the person, and there are your level and guru's level should be same, that they can teach you. Otherwise, if guru is like very high level, student is very lower level, it's hard. So
Hmm.
that's why your guru is also fixed. Nobody can choose guru like that they can make guru anyone. No, it never happens like that.
So
Like,
that connection is always
yes,
there. It's just a
yes,
question of. Hmm.
is connection is always there. Because if you are a student of master degree and you want to do doctorate, you will never go to the bachelor degree guru. you know if you are a
Hmm.
primary student, you can't go to the doctorate teacher.
I mean, can you read from the books? Understand from the books?
uh, reading from books can give you a basic knowledge. Basic knowledge comes from reading from books, definitely. But how you will understand that? Lots of our grantha, lots of our books, holy books, they have mysterious language.
Right.
You will understand according to what you know the meaning of the book.
Mm-hmm.
If I say Krishna loves Radha or Radha loves Krishna, you will understand there's a girl and a boy, they love each other. And there's nothing about the female or male. How I will explain it to you?
I think I'll rephrase my question what I asked you before. I know you said that go and go within and start your practice to understand and know God. But I'm saying before I start my practice, I want to understand, like the personality. So, for example, before I meet you, I can go on the website and I can see about you, read about your personality, what have you done, your background, etc. So, don't you think that is also important, like to know about,
No, that's why I'm saying books also give you basic knowledge. Definitely.
but ultimately is the experience.
Yeah, you need to practice, and you need to go to someone who's practitioner. They can tell you that you are doing right practice. Books gives you basic knowledge, definitely. Right? Like I'm telling you, without teacher, you can do GCSE A level, but without teacher, you can't do MBBS or surgeon. You know?
So it's a very it's I know it's a very higher
Yes.
wisdom. So you need to proper guidance, otherwise you can
Definitely.
misunderstand
Basic
quite
knowledge
easily.
comes, definitely. Basic knowledge, when you read like thousands of books or whatever, if you have understanding of book, definitely it gives you basic knowledge. But sometimes book is different and the subject is different and the meaning is different.
Hmm. And then obviously, in our tradition, we have so many different paths in the world, as a matter of fact, not just in our tradition.
Yes, world
So,
has so many different paths. Like
so
if you want to go to Delhi, there are lots of flights. You just need to choose one.
right, okay. So there is a freedom. It doesn't really matter. Is that what you're saying?
Doesn't
Although
really matter. You have to
philosophically,
choose. You have to choose one path, that's it. Like you have to take one ticket, that's it. You will reach there.
hmm. Okay, now that's. I think you covered quite a lot there actually, and it's very different and very interesting point. To so in terms of Brahmrishi Mission, like I know there are different philosophical schools in our Vedic
Hmm.
philosophy. So which particular school
Our
of philosophy?
our sect is, it's a Ramanandi. From Ramanujacharya, Ramanand sect came. From Ramanand, there is a Shri Sampradaya came. So
Yes,
Vaishnav, like ISKCON and all, they are Vaishnav Sampradaya.
they're
So
Madhavacharya, right?
Madhavacharya, they all are Vaishnav, but in Vaishnav also Shri Sampradaya. Like we put this tikka.
Yes,
So this a Shri means
Lakshmi
we
ji.
pray to the mother goddess, like in form of Sita, Lakshmi, Radha, all Shri Sampradaya. So our Guruji used to say he was ninth generation of Tulsidas ji,
Wow. Okay. Hmm.
because Tulsidas ji was a student of disciple of Narhari Das, and Narhari Das was direct disciple of Ramananda ji.
Hmm.
So if Guruji was ninth generation, so we are the 10th generation of Tulsidas ji.
Right. Of the
So, and
same
it is Shri Sampradaya.
the same lineage, basically. It's the same Guru Parampara, the
Yeah,
same Guru
same Guru
lineage.
Parampara. Yes. In our Parampara, Shri Sampradaya, there's different akhada. So in our Nirvani Ani akhada from Ayodhya,
Right.
we basically pray to all like Shiva, Rama, Krishna. But in our temples, mostly we have a mother goddess Murti in the middle.
Right.
So
Okay.
mother goddess we pray as Durga, and but we put all the forms of Durga like Ram Sita and Radha Krishna, Shiva Parvati, like that. So Sri
Ah.
Sampradaya is basic. And Shri Sampradaya, basically, some people understand that Radha is also Shri.
Shri, yes.
So wherever the female woman, that's why woman empowerment is more in Shri Sampradaya.
Ah, now I understand. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, it makes sense. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, which is very nice. I mean, this is the beauty of our, Vedic philosophy. It's so much diverse and it's so beautiful, very inclusive. So, in terms of like the books and the scriptures, one has to read within the mission. Is it the usual? The Ramayana,
So
Bhagavad
we,
Gita.
yes, Shri Ramcharitramanas and Bhagavad Gita, we have to do part every day. And when you are in Anushthan and practicing, you have to read all Veda, 4 Veda, 18 Purana. You have to read Mahabharata. You have to read Yoga Vashisht. You have to read 108 Upanishad. So, and whatever the references you need to read about other authors, you have to read it. But Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Ramcharitramanas, that's we have to read every day, like memorizing everything in it.
Memorizing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
because so you do part every day of this,
I
and we
think
have to do a certain amount of japa as well.
which is, I mean, roughly how many hours you do like chanting meditation.
6 hours, 6 hours we need at least for this.
So you must get up early, very early in the morning.
It depends. If I sleep early, then I get up early. If I sleep like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I have to
Hmm.
wake up like 6:30. If I sleep early, then I wake up at like 4 or 5.
So Didi, tell me something, and I will ask you a very personal question now. The question is that here we are, you had your journey, So at this point of your journey, what is your most profound realization, or any profound sort of not experience? I would say, I can't find the word. Maybe realization. Like
Only one word. Everything is very good.
wonderful.
I have realized one thing only.
Oh,
That
lovely.
whatever happening, whatever it is, everything is wonderful. Everything is good. Because everything have its own reason.
Yes.
So
Even when
there's
you're
no
sad,
need
don't
to
worry. It's all good.
all
It's
good.
part of the journey, right? How
And
nice is
you
that?
you you have to feel happy. Happiness is the one thing you need in life.
But you must feel sad sometimes. So you must feel
Sadness
sad.
is also a kind of joy, you know.
Hmm.
When someone died or people ask us that, oh, somebody died, I think, oh, it's a part of understanding that parting is a part of life. Nothing is permanent. And that sadness also gives you joy that, okay, it's making me determined that I came from somewhere, I have to go somewhere. There's nothing to be sad.
Hmm.
So everything is good then.
Everything is good. And so if someone says, like, I suppose you've answered it in a way, that if someone asks you, why should I start a spiritual life? What is, I can live without spiritual life. Why do I need
No,
to do
no,
this?
no. People ask this question. This is like a million type question. Million people ask. When people ask why I need to start my spiritual journey, I say
uh,
you don't need to start. You are already on the path. You are a
Wonderful.
human being. You are already on the path. You will experience with the materialistic life that materialism is not permanent, and slowly you will come out of it. Everybody comes out of it. Not now. In the old age they will understand. Slowly everybody understands. I have never seen a person who is always bad.
Yes. Yes.
So so you don't need to tell them to go on spiritual path. I never say people to go on spiritual path. Even if somebody, these type of question teenager asks, never a householder will ask. The boys mostly ask, teenager boys, they usually ask when they do yoga meditation, they do for their own purpose, for the
Hmm.
health and all. But they generally ask why we need to go on the spiritual path. So my simple answer is You don't need to go. You are already there. You already boarded the flight. You don't
Right.
need to go to airport.
The journey is already started.
Journey is already started. You are a human. You are not a, even if you are an amoeba, the journey is started. So you can't say, I have to start it. You're already on there. Slowly you will learn. Some people learn fast. Some people learn slow. Some people learn fast. They come back.
Hmm.
So journey is always there. You don't need to start.
Hmm. So I now what I've taken from this is, yes, you on this path, although you're already on the path, but you still need to follow a discipline. You still need to go to the master to get the proper
Yes,
guidance.
everybody need to start discipline. Even if you are not going to the because as a science student, I have met some of my physics teachers. They were like doctors in physics, and some people like very interested in astronomy and all. Some people working on like quantum physics and all. I have seen their life. Even if you want to be very successful in materialistic life, you have to follow the path of yoga, yukta ahar viharasya. Like you have to follow the discipline of life, how much you have to sleep, how much you
Yeah,
have to eat.
in material
So
life, we
this is
follow
a
the
practice.
yeah,
It is
exactly
a
the same.
practice, and your soul will develop automatically.
Hmm. Yeah, I
So
mean, what I was saying, in material life also, you have to follow discipline. You have to go to
so
college,
slowly,
university.
slowly,
Yeah.
your soul will develop, your chitta will develop. Then
Yes.
you will start realizing the temporariness of this world.
Hmm.
So you are automatically entering in that, zone of spirituality.
Right. I mean, I think today, I think you've answered a lot of things without. I mean, I was going to ask you a few other things, but I think you've already answered it. But what I'll do is, if it's okay with you, I'll put the Facebook link and the
No
website
problem.
mission, and they can contact you if they want to, to learn more about the meditation and other.
Anytime, anytime.
Yes.
It's my service and job to do.
Yes, it was really, really very nice to actually talk to you after a long time. It's a very, very interesting. And I learned so much today. Again, it's like a refresher course. So the last and the least is that we are having all obviously having going through this financial hardship, and you know all over the world,
Yes,
and people are suffering. They're losing their loved ones. Anything you want to just tell them? You know.
yes. I have my one message that it's a hard time, or not hard time for a particular region. It's a hard time for the world, for human population. You know, and what we can do, it's a time to go inside. We are struggling financially, we are struggling with the health, we are struggling with the communicating with people, and now it's time to see. We have to stop for a few moments and see what we were going to do, and why we need lots of things, why we are running, why we are wandering, why we are lost. In this time, if we stop and we see, then we can clear our vision, why we have this hardship, why we can't understand the nature. Now try to understand the nature, try to understand within yourself, because financial hardship also comes when we also become too much overspending. Now we can control things. Sit back and try to go, like if you want to fly high, you have to go a little back.
Take a
Think
step
like
back
it.
to.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a setback of nature for you to become better. Don't take it as a negative. Just sit quietly, understand the environment, understand the world, understand the things in your own life. And I have seen lots of people in this 18 months, those who are doing meditation, yoga, and discussing and talking. They said, we have realized we didn't need much. We are
That
just
is true.
running blindly. So it will, if you try to focus, your problems will be solved. So now it's time to focus.
I mean, grief is another thing, isn't it? People have lost
Yes, even grief also gives you some understanding. If
that nothing is
someone,
permanent.
yesterday, someone we know in India. She was only 36 and she just died in a minute. And I was very shocked yesterday. But then also, again, these kind of news are coming to us every day. But we always getting from this one message: life is not permanent. Make most of it. So in this time, everybody must understand that don't always just collect materialistic things. Think about life now. Don't think about the things you need in life. Think about the life.
Reevaluate. A lot of people
Reevaluate.
are
Yes.
setting
Understanding.
priorities. Yes.
But yeah, what is needed? You need life in life, not the things in life. Definitely, we need necessities are there, but live your life. Live
Very
and let
nice.
live.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Dee.
Thank you for your time. And I
Thank you.
really, enjoyed that. And I'm sure anyone who will watch this will benefit a lot, and they can get in touch with you if they want more information. Okay. Thank you very
Hari
much.
Om.
Hari Om.